studies departments in all of California. To Thousand Oaks High School, Westlake High School, Camarillo High School for allowing me to teach challenging students, coach great players, to counsel with wonderful students, and to supervise, develop, and administer programs in both counseling and administration, or athletics, pardon me. To the many friends and fellow educators with whom I shared many lunch hours watching kids be kids, in supervising games and dances and rallies, in helping to break up fights with those same people with whom I yarned and debated during faculty, staff, and district meetings, and with whom I took countless long yellow bus rides where we talked about how to win games and educate kids, because kids were what it was all about. To the Western Association of Schools and Colleges for giving me the opportunity to expand my experience and vision by sending me to visit, help, and participate in the accreditation of schools in Southern California, Hawaii, and the Far East. I even did a school in Ukarumpa in the highlands of Papua New Guinea. I hadn't landed on a grass airstrip since I'd been in the Army, and I did that day. My wife went too. We actually flew through the Owen Stanley Mountains, not over, but through. It was a long ways back up there. I think maybe one of my superintendents sent me there to get rid of me. Now for some more recent thank yous. To a whole bunch of school districts and private schools for not thinking I was over the hill just because my hair was disappearing, and I was now a card-carrying member of CRTA. They offered me and my good friend and partner Kurt left a variety of administrative positions in schools throughout the county. Would you believe our church even made us co-directors of the Trinity Daycare? You know, those kids only come up about that high. I'm not used to having students grab me around the leg. That's not normal. And this year I will be the varsity basketball coach at Grace Meadow High School. You know, I'm afraid my players will only come up to my chin, and that's not good in basketball. To colleges like California Lutheran University and National University for thinking that Kurt and I might still have some expertise to offer to future teachers, so they have given us the opportunity to supervise and teach their student teachers. And finally, to all of you, family, friends, parents, students, athletes, and fellow educators, I say a most heartfelt thank you for being with me on this educational journey. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very nice. You get in the middle here, okay?
Thank you. Yeah, I'll put this behind it.
Good. Thanks, Coach. Nice
Thank you. Oop, I got a mic.
Thank you, Coach.
I got a
here we
mic.
go. Oh,
I took that. No more speech.
This is more presidential. I'm just going to use these, even though they don't work. I can dream. Two important announcements. SC up 34-10, and the Dodgers are up 2-0. So that's the important stuff here. Next is Dr. Jeannie Adams, a longtime friend, does a great job for us in many different capacities, and she has 3 close friends, I understand, going to come up. But instead of taking your total 2 minutes, that's about 40 seconds each. So you ready? So come on up. Barbara Wagner, Pam Carter, and Linda Nairupi, 3 good friends. Please welcome them. Good. All set? Good.
Hi, yes, it does seem ridiculous to have 3 of us up here, but not really. Jeannie's done so many things that it takes all 3 of us to talk about them. Bottle up enthusiasm, a positive spirit, quiet elegance, a razor-sharp mind, with the intuitiveness to understand that all children need and deserve a good education, and what have you got? Genie in a bottle. I can make jokes too, Jack. I've known Jeannie Adams for 17 years, both personally and professionally, and as have many, probably many of you in this room, I've been profoundly affected by having known her. Her impact on the thousands of students that she has come in contact with and loves dearly, the organizations to which she belongs, the teachers and educators whom she's guided and supported throughout the years, and the state and national officials whom she advises, her impact is just immeasurable. I'd like to, at this time, turn the microphone over to you, because I think my 40 seconds are up.
Okay. A highlight of Jeannie's career was helping to become the founder and developer of University Preparation School and University Charter Middle School at CSU Channel Islands. Jeannie brought this team together to plan the school, and she kept the vision alive and kept it moving. 7 years ago, the vision came to life, and it's now going strong with 700 students. Over 450 pre-service teachers have been trained at the two schools. Jeannie's vision is really just thriving. Jeannie's now a Power Board member and volunteer at UPS and UCMS, and we love, honor, and thank her.
Jeannie's mission in life is to be a good friend to many. She is always reaching out to help someone. Her laugh, her joy, and absolute delight in life in this amazing profession of education is why she is loved and revered by so many. This intensely loyal friend always leaves us smiling and has never steered us wrong. And we yield the rest of our time to Jeannie Adams. See, that's perfect.
Absolutely astounding. Thank you. Do I get to use my 2 minutes just to weep? That's what I'm ready to do. I'm looking at, I've been at this for 45 years now, and I'm looking out at a room full of people who've been part of those 45 years. So I'll tell you about a decision I made as I sat there, and I'm going to ask the indulgence of my fellow inductees to see if this will work. You probably noticed we're running a bit over our schedule. I have, let me show you, just so you shouldn't doubt. I had remarks to make, things I wanted to say, and people and places and experiences I wanted to acknowledge. But because we're running over, here's my suggestion. I'd like to say thank you in the biggest way possible, but I also am not going to share these comments. And perhaps some of my fellow inductees will also volunteer their remarks to be put on the California Educators Hall of Fame website for any of you who wanted to know what we would have said. So with that, I say thank you.
Get in the middle of it, okay? Turn around. Picture.
Yeah, come on, Gene.
Okay, you got to hold it.
You deserve this, girl. You deserve this.
Look at it right over here, the big one. They were looking at me when they said that, but that's all right here. So, all right, good. Bob Carter's next, I think, right? Good. They were pointing at me and said it's crooked. I don't know what they're talking about here. That's the. Thanks, Jeannie. Boy, that's the. Of all the speeches I've ever heard, that's clearly the most recent. I'm right there. So, and probably the best. The next inductee is Coach Benefield. We're going to ask Coach Benefield, and going to be presented by Dr. Carter. Dr. Carter from the Oxnard School District. Okay, Dr. Carter. Oh, and we have a, don't forget the raffle for the computer, laptop computer. So if you want to put your information in, right there. Good. Bob, warmed them up for you. Okay, go get them.
Well, good evening, and thank you, and it's good to see so many people. And Jack, it's great to see you and all that you have been able to accomplish over the years. And, what a tribute to youth in Ventura County. Ventura County was a place where I spent 10 years of my professional career, and I got to tell you, it was the best time of my professional career. I was served superintendent for 19 years, and 10 of it was here, and it was very, very exciting for me. Outstanding people, outstanding teachers, outstanding community, outstanding educators. And Ken Benefield and I yesterday had a great opportunity to sit down and have lunch with Dr. Cowan, and that was a treat. One of the best superintendents throughout this nation, right here in Ventura County. Also, go ahead. He deserves it. And then also, I had the pleasure of talking with Pat Rooney a couple of weeks ago. And we had a great conversation, and Pat, in my eyes, was one of the finest superintendents that I ever had a pleasure to work with. Outstanding educator, outstanding administrator. And Darren, I just wanted to lend you at this time my compliments, because you know what, Darren, wherever you are, Darren, no one before you ever established this Hall of Fame. That is tremendous, and we're all proud of you, and Darren, we appreciate your work, just so you know. We appreciate your work. And I do believe that you can count on people standing up and helping you in the future. Well, it's my opportunity to introduce a gentleman that I think is just outstanding. You know, a community of support for children, it encompassed all kinds of different components. One very, very important one to me is the principal. And I think the educators in this room would agree with this. As far as I'm concerned, no one is more important than that principal of the school, and if we could establish in our schools in this nation the best in every school, I believe our children throughout America would do better if we were able to do that. In the case of Ken Benefield, here's how I set him aside from every principal that I've had the pleasure to work with. If you wanted something done, and you wanted it done in these areas, Ken Benefield was the best. For instance, if you wanted a smooth running school between 2,000 and 3,000 students, you want Ken Benefield. If you need to shift priorities, and administrators in this room understand this, if you need to shift priorities on the spot right now, the person you want to do that is Ken Benefield. If you need more focus on academics or whatever, but particularly academics, you want Ken Benefield as your principal. If you want to work on staff development, provide what's needed, again, Ken is the person that you want as the principal. If you want more student and parent involvement, and you want more student minority, parent minorities involved in the school, Ken was outstanding. No one came close to him during my career. If you want better student attendance, again, Ken was right up front. He made it happen. And he was always there, under any circumstance, to accept the challenge. You put a challenge before Ken, and he fed off of that. He fed off of that and did an outstanding job. So, I believe, again, that so goes the principal of the school, so goes the school. Therefore, it is my honor, privilege, and pleasure to bring forward at this time Mr. Ken Benefield, past principal, Channel Islands High School. Hey, man. Pretty good.
Dr. Carter, I'm sorry that you had limited time. I wish you could have gone on. I was enjoying what you had to say. My comments will be brief because, first of all, I've left my notes at home and I borrowed my wife's glasses so I can't see through them. I want to thank the selection committee for this honor and also congratulate the other inductees. I want to say special thanks to Mr. Wayne Lamas, Richard Saros for nominating me, and to Yvonne Tang, Audrey Rubin, Jerry Higginbottom for putting my information together. You obviously made me look good. I want to make it very clear, make no mistake about it. I'm standing here tonight because of the outstanding staff that I had the opportunity to work with. A staff that had a vision that every student could and would learn. And because of this conviction, thousands and thousands of young people received a quality education at Channel Islands High School. You know, a lot of people, my entire career in the Oxnard High School District, there were many people that supported me, stood beside me. And there's one individual that I want to mention that made a difference in my leadership position. Dr. Bob Carter, the gentleman that presented me tonight. He spent 10 years in our district. He insisted on accountability. Let me make it clear, it wasn't insisted, he demanded accountability. And I respected that because I think any major organization, that has to be a top priority, accountability. Because of his focus, because of his direction, Oxnard High School District elevated to a higher level. And I think for many years after he left this district, the district continued to progress because of his leadership. I've been blessed because I spent my entire 32 years in the Oxnard High School District, an outstanding high school district. And those of us that have spent many years in education, working with young people, I believe we can say that we've worked in the greatest profession on this earth because we've had the opportunity to shape and mold the lives of young people. And on behalf of all those staff members with whom I work, I gladly accept this award. Thank you.
Take a picture with us there. Take a picture with us, okay? Nice job. Get between us. Get in the middle of us there, okay? Okay, this is for you. It's a little heavy. Okay, good. Thanks. Good. Got it. Okay, our next inductee is Christine Brown, and we're going to ask Dr. Tony Knight to please come forward to present Christine Brown. Tony? Good. Tony brought his own cheering section here, too. Okay, good. Thanks, going on.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're here to honor these amazing educators, and I think more importantly, to honor our profession. I believe that when you acknowledge, thank, or recognize one teacher, that you bring honor to us all in the entire profession. I'm both excited and honored to introduce you to Christine Brown, as she is inducted into the Ventura County Educators Hall of Fame. Christine helped launch my career in education and my tenure in Oak Park 26 years ago. I'm now superintendent of the district, but when I first started in Oak Park, Oakview High School was the new continuation alternative high school program that Oak Park began in 1982. And that summer, I applied for a job as a teacher in that program because it was the only opening for a history teacher. And Christine was one of the people on the interview panel, and somehow I got the job, I think most likely because of that Christine had a kind heart. She and I were two teachers for the whole school, and when we opened, we had 11 students. I think that she and I could both name every one of those students to this day. The school was just used portable, and we had no budget, and it seems like some things have not changed in 26 years. We didn't have a custodian, so Christine and I and the principal would take turns vacuuming and cleaning the school every day. At a small school, and we never complained to the union. At a small school, you have At a small school, you have to teach everything. So she taught me how to teach art, and she did that we got some canvases and some paints, and went out and did some painting, and she, of course, brought a bottle of wine with this young, impressionable teacher. And I learned how to teach art. Christine has a rare gift to truly understand kids and the connection between their personal lives and school. She knew everything about each one and was and is one of the best listeners I have ever met. That's because she truly cares and takes everything to heart. Christine and I would have lunch every day and talk about the students and what worked and what didn't work for them. And within a month, we changed the whole philosophy of the school. We threw out the boring packets that we started with and embraced the idea of providing authentic learning experiences for our kids. We worked together at the school as teachers for 4 years, and later I became principal, and nothing changed in my mind at that point. I continued to learn from Christine every day until I left the school in 1989. Christine has always been passionate about education. I love the poster that she always had in her classroom that you remember that read, "It will be a great day when schools have all the money they need and the Air Force needs to have a bake sale to buy a bomber." And I think she still has the license plate on her cars that says, "If you think education is expensive, try ignorance." What distinguishes Christine Brown to me are a few of the following things. She has a wonderful sense of humor, and it's something you better have in this profession. And she loves her work and finds joy in it every day. Christine is persistent. She has a never-give-up mentality and believes that everyone deserves a second chance. She's intelligent, hardworking, honest, and a person of character, a model for her students and her colleagues. And she knows her stuff. She can take apart a novel with the best of them and knows how to teach her students how to find the soul of the author of any piece of literature. And Christine is a humanist. I have learned over my 29 years in education that all truly great teachers are humanists. She sincerely and deeply cares about people, especially her students, and loves them unconditionally. She has a profound sense of social justice and has always and will always work to contribute to a better and a more just world. I'm proud to say in Oak Park that we have been smart enough to recognize Christine's contributions, and we regularly bring her out of retirement to work on a variety of projects. And it's also wonderful that she's able to work with and teach new teachers at CLU. Christine touched the lives of many people in her career, her students, her fellow teachers, and there's no question that Christine profoundly changed me as a teacher and positively shaped me into a different kind of educational leader. And for that, I am eternally grateful. Christine, may you continue to touch people's lives and inspire us as you have always done. And on behalf of the Oak Park Unified School District, Christine's family and friends tonight who are here, may I thank you for being a part of our lives. Congratulations. So great.
The following description of a teacher by Charlotte Cray beautifully expresses what the honorees tonight and the colleagues who nominated them have exemplified. A teacher stares out each year at a different set of faces, and they stare back. How can a human being see into minds and hearts? How can he or she discover the pain and resentment, the doubt and fear that blur those minds and hearts? How can a teacher race ahead with those who long to learn and yet take time to understand bewilderment, nip at the heels of stragglers, deal with the dangerous, untangle those stuck fast? The day, the term, the year comes to an end. The faces change and change again, for all the teacher can do is often not enough. He or she can leave or learn to teach by rote or live in hope, as you have done. and year after year do more to change lives for the better than we will ever know. I thank everyone who nominated me for this wonderful honor, especially Tony, Lou,